It is a special Friday interview edition of the Sims and Lefkoe podcast for your weekend. If you've already listened to episode 154, we want to bring you just some more conversations that we had on Radio Row that were awesome.
Yep.
Once we get through these 3, we still have like 7 left.
Do we really?
We interviewed so many people, and we tried not to ask a lot of questions about the Super Bowl just because they're good conversations with people that if we had them on now, we would ask the same questions.
Right.
So we're going to start off with Jared Allen, who you had some experience playing against. He talks about riding off into the sunset. When we talked to Kirk Cousins, Kirk was like, I would love to do the riding off in the sunset like Jared Allen did. Jared Allen is one of the more interesting characters, I think, in NFL history.
Yes, he is.
And
He wined us, he dined us, and he 69'd us.
That's his line. Yeah. But man, it's rare when you get a long snapper that becomes an all-time great pass rusher.
Yeah, it is. And
It's a wild story.
It's a wild story, but man, watching him in person over the years, and then when you meet him in person,
He's big.
he is. He's big. He's long.
He reminds me of Jason Kelsey.
And we had some good talk about that too. You know, the try-hard guys. Yep.
That's
right.
my favorite thing is we openly talked about what is it like to be called a Johnny Tryhard when you're actually athletic.
Right.
Here's Jared Allen talking about it.
I was starting. Remember, you guys came down to Tampa in 2004, maybe? No, you were still with Minnesota then. In
Four, I was with the Chiefs.
You were with the Chiefs. You came down to Tampa. You beat us.
Yep.
But I was the backup. I was the starter. I got hurt, so
Yes.
Greasy played.
Greasy did play.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah. I absolutely murdered one of your guys. They put me on.
We'll just go.
Oh, you guys are in?
Yeah,
let's just go. Don't worry. We got
who did
no
you
rules.
murder?
No, so they put me out on punt team, or punt block,
Right.
and they were just like Frank Gantz Jr. was our coach at the time, our special teams coach. He was like, Jared, I just want you to bury their freaking wing into the ground, right? I'm like,
Yeah.
done.
Do you remember who it was?
No, but anyways, I'll
But
never
he was in
forget
the
it.
dirt.
So we kick it. Dante breaks one, and I don't know why I decided to throw this block. I didn't get called for the penalty, but just a try-hard hustle guy over here. He's going, and I smashed. It might have been the punter, just square in the kidneys. Like,
Johnny
Smashed
Try-Hard
him.
white guy
Yeah.
over here.
Yeah.
Smashed the guy, got up, ran down the field, and totally clipped somebody. It was awesome.
All right, so Jared Allen is the fucking dude. By the way, you can curse.
I don't cuss, but go feel free.
You don't.
No, I quit cussing like in 2008. Yeah.
He's
Time out.
most famous for me with Wine 'em, Dine 'em, 69 'em.
Yeah, those were the young days.
That
Yeah.
was the greatest slogan ever.
I want to know what happened in 2008 now.
You know what? So I'm
What light did you see?
No, so I'm a Christian, right? And
Okay.
and I literally had a chapel service, on Sunday before the game, and the guy said, if you were arrested for being a Christian, is there enough evidence to convict you? And I used to cuss like a sailor, right?
Yes.
Right? And I was just like, you know what? No. And I go, if there's one thing I could probably change,
Yeah.
is
The
my
language
voting. Yeah,
I'm
and
using.
I'm never gonna beat. Everybody get your own faith, your own politics,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Right.
But I said, you know what? And then when you stop cussing, you realize like I probably don't sound as intelligent dropping
Right.
it, but I don't hold that against people. No offense.
No, I get it.
But no,
Believe
so
I hear this
and then we
all
used
the
to,
time.
But we used to get fined for it in our meeting rooms.
Okay.
So it was like, and next thing you know, I realized I'm like, crap. In like 2008, at the beginning of the year, I had like literally, I think I had like almost like a $5,000 like fine bill
Wow.
in my room for
That'll
cussing,
make it change
for
a little
cussing so
bit.
much. And I was like, put those two things together.
Yeah.
You know what?
I think the reason
And they
they
just became habit.
so we have a thing on our podcast. We call them White Boy Supremes.
Yeah.
It's typically the Chris Hogans, the Danny Amendolas, the Luuuke Kuechleys, the guys that we're like, listen, man, they go out there and they show out. Jared Allen Sims might be the leader in the clubhouse when you go from long snapper to all-time great pass rusher. you give hope to everybody out there.
I'm still one of the best long snappers in the league.
You think you could go over this gap
Oh,
and to
guaranteed.
me the other side?
Easily.
Definitely.
Shit, I
but,
might try.
Yeah, we don't
Easily.
need to kill anybody
I
here today.
want to, though.
The
Easily.
other
That's
thing
only,
is, too,
that's only like 20 yards.
the best
Not
part
even that.
about talking to somebody like you two, because we joke on the podcast a lot how, you were a freaky athlete, and you're a big guy, and you're long, and you had a good get-off, okay?
Yeah.
But I always laugh because I've told Lefkoe and the guys so many times, when you get a scouting report,
No, I'm a try-hard hustle guy.
exactly.
You can't be
100%.
athletic.
If you're white and you're good on the D-line, it's like,
try hard hustle guy.
Motor 110%.
Guy
every play.
never quits. I'm like, I just systematically, technically beat that dude down.
Right.
Like, how is that not?
Yes, it is.
It
It's
is
a
what it is.
weird
I was
thing
a
in the NFL.
technician, and then I always tell people that whenever I was asked that question, what made you so good? And I say talent's all pretty much the same. Everybody's athletic.
Yeah.
Everybody's whatever. I was a technician, and I was just meaner. I was just willing to hurt you more than you were to hurt me to get the job done.
And you had a mullet. That mullet was sweet.
You know what? I wish I could.
Did you lose the mullet in 2008 too?
No.
All right,
no. I cut it in 2010 because, I'm the only brother with all of my brothers that actually had like a wedding,
Yes.
So, my mom was giving me pressure. My wife was like, you should probably cut your hair for wedding photos. And I was like, absolutely not.
That's
like, it's
gonna be
not
part
happening,
of it,
right?
yeah.
So I surprised her. We got to Chicago to get married. I surprised my wife and everybody by cutting my hair. I grew it back. The hardest part is like I'm balding and I'm tall, so you can't really see. I have horrible hair genetics.
Another good advantage of being
You're
tall.
not that balding.
Are you kidding me?
I mean,
dude,
it's getting thin,
It's
but
bad.
you're okay.
You're not that bad.
So every time I
would tell you.
every time I grew the mullet back out, you go through that awkward stage where the sides are way puffier than the top.
Right.
And then you start looking like a borderline pedophile. You're like, like I got 2 little girls. I can't really.
You can't go to the mall.
Total white trash.
Like
You're
total
like,
which I'm tight with. Like it's cool. It's part of my roots. But I'm like, you know what? At some point, I still want my wife to find me attractive.
Yeah, right.
I want my kids not to be creeped out by me.
Like,
Dad,
I don't want to hug you.
So I've cut it, and now my hair falls out faster than it grows. But yeah, that mullet was sick.
It was sick.
And
you
know
were
what?
fluid.
And it all started with a bet. I had a bet with my buddy, my financial guy. He had the sickest mullet. He played ball at ASU. The mullet was amazing. So I was like, all right, by tax season, by April 15th, who could grow $5,000? Who could grow the best mullet? Right.
Nice.
And so he tapped out. We had 2 other guys. They tapped out, and I kept it going, and it just became this.
It became
this thing in Kansas City.
You became a thing. The mullet.
And it brought it back, and it was phenomenal. I was just like, man, I wish I was like 1970s where you're just smoking cigarettes, sitting on your helmet, drawing plays in the dirt. Like,
oh my god!
Come on. And this is one of the original like post-sack celebration guys right here.
Very true. And we're a very big celebration podcast.
He used to rope the calf on the ground. I mean, that was amazing. What would you have done this year now that it's like totally legal? Anything
nothing,
crazy?
Because, no, you got to keep it the same. See,
Calling card.
I think when people are going out, when you stage something and it looks too staged,
right.
It's like, okay, you were working on that in practice.
Right.
Yeah.
It has to be spontaneous.
So all of yours were impromptu.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Neil Smith is the one that he's like, Jay, he's like, you got to find something when I was in Kansas City. Because, he was hitting home runs, right? He's like, you got to find something that's part of you. I grew up on a horse ranch, and I grew up roping with one of my dad's friends. So I did it, and obviously being in the Midwest, everybody loved it. It stuck. And then when the league got pissed that I was doing it, and I couldn't put my knee down anymore, it made me want to do it even more.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
But now it's like some of it's too rehearsed. Like, I was a big fan of Chad Ochocinco and T.O. because it was all impromptu.
I bring that year up all the time.
It was a big F you to everybody. It was awesome.
It was
the Sharpie, the putting, the Hall of Fame jacket. That was a little bit prepared, but it was great.
But still fun.
I want to play some with you. We haven't actually done this yet today. We talked about White Boy Supremes. I'm going to show you a White Boy Supreme in the NFL, and I just want you to be able to guess his name. If you cheated, I'm going to be really pissed. Who is this?
Damn, hold on, I gotta see.
Oh, good. You know what? I am so terrible. I don't even watch football anymore.
This
People
is
don't
awesome.
know who NFL players are, let alone the white guys.
No. Adam Thielen. You know what? That is Adam Thielen. Yes.
Adam Thielen.
Okay. Yeah. There you go. He was a teammate of mine. I should know this.
Are you fucking kidding me, Jared
This
Allen?
guy's bigger.
I'm horrible. Oh goodness. Isn't that?
Come on, played on your old team. Plays on your old team now.
Plays on my which old team?
Well, the red one, the red old team.
Oh, that's the Kelsey.
Kelsey.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do one more. I want to get.
But this just goes to show that football players were all faces always covered up.
I know. I
is a
only
tough
know you
one.
because you were wearing red in '69.
Who is that?
Dude, actually, that's I want to say Steve Neal, but it's not.
Chris
Steve.
Hogan.
Chris Hogan.
I'm telling you, if these dudes were walking in the
There's
ball,
Luke Kuechly. Everybody knows.
Everybody knows
Luke
Luke.
is like a dream boy. He's Captain America.
Luke
He is
came
Captain
in,
America.
He's
and
dreamy, that
all
guy.
he needed was a shield and a goddamn suit, and he was feeling fresh.
Oh,
man.
Luke is awesome.
All right, so
Luke is
I just
amazing.
tried to sell you. Now you're going to sell us.
Okay.
You have a sponsor here. Here's how Sims and Lefkoe does it.
Yes.
You are a performer. You have the pizzazz. I want you to do the sales pitch, and we are going to grade your sales pitch.
Okay.
So go ham, right to the camera. Tell the American people what they need to know.
First of all, I think this foam finger says it all. There's a book out there called Everybody Poops, right?
Yes.
So why do we all pretend like we don't? And so you think about it. You have a Super Bowl party, right? The bathroom blitz is founded on the basis that you have a Super Bowl party, you prepare your whole house. You prepare your kitchen, your living room, you got your drinks, you got your food. The one room that gets used more than any room is the bathroom.
True.
And as a good host, How many times have you been to someone's house and their bathroom is like right off the living room?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I can smell. Everybody
I've
can
been
smell
eating
me.
nacho chili cheese dip all day, like I'm not going to take a dump, right?
Yeah.
So be a good host and provide some distractions, right? A, you should have a bathroom set further back.
Definitely.
But B, have some quality toilet paper so I'm not sitting there, 100 wipes.
One ply.
Right, So have some Charmin, which is good and soft. Have a quality air freshener, like a Febreze, so I can, spray that up. Have a loud fan, right?
Yeah,
and
so nobody hears
things
things.
get really messy,
Right.
that's why you got your Mr. Clean Magic erasers. You know what I mean? They work on so many different levels. So when P&G and Amazon came, and asked me to be a part of it, I was like, dude, this is actually awesome.
Yeah.
This actually is a genuine problem that nobody's addressing. And then the best part is you go to the grocery store, you're loading up on your Super Bowl stuff. Do you really want to waste time with a stack full of toilet paper, paper towels, Febreze in your cart? No. Go online. Now you can get this on Amazon.com and be delivered right to your house.
I like it because I probably would have held it in most of the time.
Most people aren't going to do it, right?
Sims, what are you giving?
Oh, well, I think it was an awesome sales pitch. But for the sake of the pitch, I'm giving it a number 2.
Yeah.
Okay?
I love it. Go number 2.
It's kind of like a 10, but it's a 2.
Yeah.
I'm giving it a 9. I'm giving it a 9. I want to say this, man. You got it. Sims, but I think you like it because you were number 2.
I was number 2. I know. So it just fits me. Look, go number 2. Go, Chris Sims.
Yeah.
Sims, why'd you wear number 2? Because I was the shit.
Yeah.
I think you do it. Jared Allen, are you living in Minnesota still?
No.
Where are you living?
I just moved to Nashville.
Damn. So you got the cowboy hat on. You got the boots down
Well,
here.
I grew up on a ranch, so yeah,
What do we got? That's not ostrich,
Gator.
is it?
No.
Gator.
Gator.
I just got a snakeskin Brian Dawkins jersey at the Nike store.
A snake. Dawkins, awesome dude.
Holy shit.
Amazing.
I know,
By the way,
that's my
speaking
guy.
of one of the most inspirational human beings.
Really?
You've
experienced it?
Oh gosh,
He plays in the locker room with them.
Yeah.
He prayed at the Pro Bowl, and it was going and going and going. And Brian gets going. It was.
Can
it
you
was,
give me a
he could-
sample
he could
of what
preach.
you got?
No, you can't because it was so heartfelt, and it just came out, and you're like,
That good.
Yeah, the
Oh,
veins
man.
start to pop out of
Yeah.
his neck. He
but
gets into it.
the cool part is the passion comes through. Like when he speaks, he's a dominant force anyway.
Yeah.
And then he got going. I was like, this is awesome,
Man.
Like I want to go to his church.
And that's how I feel about you. I wish you could keep going. Jared Allen, we're going to have you on again
I
if you're
appreciate
down.
it. Absolutely, anytime.
Awesome.
Yeah, you
Well,
got an open door.
We'll have
Viva los
interview
sueños, fellas.
number
Live the
2,
dream.
Jared Allen.
The old 69er.
So Jared Allen, super personality guy, a lot of fun. Luuuke Kuechly, not as much personality as Jared Allen, but I think one of the better linebackers that we've had in this league in a really long time.
Definitely.
Smaller than I thought he was going to be.
Right. Yeah, not everybody's as big. The public is obsessed with the size of the package. I didn't mean the sexual innuendo there.
Yeah.
But it's something that you and I have talked about is how people come up to me and go, "Oh, you're bigger than I thought you were."
That happens all the time.
All the time, and it happens throughout. Or I have other guys that meet me and go, "Oh, I met this DB yesterday. He's not that big." Great. He's so much faster than you. You have no idea, and his ability to apply force and speed and power into the ground. That's what makes these guys. The outside world is obsessed with size at times. I don't realize it until I go into public gyms, and then I go, damn, everybody here is just obsessed with the size of their pectorals and the size of their arms, and they can only squat 10 pounds.
Of course.
I know. It's unbelievable to me, and it just size doesn't mean it. Kuechly can pack a powerful punch.
I think the cool thing with Kuechly is we've done a lot of stories about advancement in helmets and trying to prevent concussions. And what we saw from him last season, not the one that just happened, was really, really scary. The crying and all that. And he developed. They had someone develop that technology, places pressure on the jugular vein, similar to that of a woodpecker. And I love that story when it came out, and we got a chance to ask him about it. Here is Luuuke Kuechly talking about what it's like playing in the NFL, other great linebackers in the league, and the technology he uses to hopefully prevent concussions in the future.
You staying for the game?
No, I'm gonna go home.
Good.
Yeah.
You leaving what day? Saturday?
Sunday.
Sunday?
Yeah, I went to the game one year and I was like, can't do it.
Man.
Like drives me crazy.
It's funny, the one year I went, oh shit. never
Yeah,
mind.
we were there.
Fucking
We
sorry.
were there.
We
were sitting there.
Say it.
You know what's crazy? Go ahead, put your on. We're going. We're already live. Let's just go.
Yeah, let's just go. We got Luuuke Kuechly.
Luke, I am your father, Luke. He's here.
Is it everywhere you go? It's Luke.
Well, when I first got to Charlotte, they did that, and I didn't know what was going on. And my grandma was there, and they thought they were she thought they were booing me, so she like asked my dad, "Is everything okay? Why are they booing Luuuke?" And I think he kind of went along with it for a little bit, and then told him kind of what the deal was. So our fans are great, and it's fun playing there.
Oh man. Well, and so the last time I was in the Super Bowl, the only Super Bowl I've been to was the Super Bowl 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Sorry it didn't go great. It was such an incredible season. You guys on the defensive side played amazing. It was a great defensive Super Bowl.
You guys were the better team. I really do believe that. Does that, did you feel like
Sorry
that
to
walking
start
on
off
the field?
with
I
that.
know.
It was one of those things where you think about the game, and I think the farther you get away from the game, the more you appreciate the season and what we accomplished in going to the Super Bowl. And I think the first year, the first while afterwards, you're like, we lost the Super Bowl, nothing was good about that season. But the further you get away from it, I think the more you understand of, you won 15 games in the regular season, you played 2 home games, and you went to the Super Bowl. You had an opportunity to win it. So it was a great experience. Obviously, we wish we would have went out there and played better, but it's just how it goes sometimes.
Yeah.
Man, it was awesome.
It
And
was.
You're a baller.
You are a baller.
I guess the one story that caught my attention, I had a conversation with Alex Smith. He's an investor on the board of these new helmets, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know you're about player safety as well. The Q collar.
Yeah.
I talked about this in the preseason. I know it's getting a little bit more pub. Woodpecker-esque technology, a little pressure on the jugular vein. What was that like to play with, man?
Well, I think-
You're a human
yeah.
woodpecker.
The woodpecker.
The first few times you wear it, it's kind of it's annoying. And,
Really?
I started wearing it in training camp, and I'd bring it out to practice, then I'd wear it, and then I'd take it off, and then I'd wear it, and then I'd take it off.
What
and
was
then,
annoying about it?
It's just like
do you feel pressure in your head from
it's
it?
just
or?
like pressure in your head, and it's like it'd be like if you were to wear a tie.
Right,
and
real
go out-
tight tie.
Yeah, like a snug tie, and go out and play football. It's like just annoying. But the
Yeah.
more you wear it, it's just like anything else. You kind of get used to it.
Did other guys on the team start to piggyback off it and wear it? Is there anybody else?
Guys started asking about it, but it's kind of one of those things. People. They're kind of like, what is that?
Yeah,
Like,
that's-
what is
that's
that?
weird.
You try to explain it to them the
Are
best
you
you can.
the test subject? Like, are you the only guy rocking
I
in the
think-
NFL?
There was a few other guys in
Yeah.
the league. I can't remember who.
Kobe Fleener's got one.
Right.
He's real progressive on that stuff.
Sure.
And I saw Vernon Davis had one on, so I haven't
You're right.
I haven't
Vernon
talked to
Davis
him. He had a black one on. I saw that. I don't know if anybody else has them, but hopefully it works. The research behind it makes a lot of sense.
did. Do you wear the good helmet too, like the new technology helmet that you
Right.
and I have talked about?
Yeah. So Alex is with Visus.
Yes.
Visus is like the new age helmet. I
Yeah.
wear a Rydell one. It's called a Rydell Flex, and it's a precision fit. So what they do is they come in, they scan your head, they build the inside padding, like the foam portion of the helmet, directly for your head and your measurements and everything. And the foam that's in that helmet is great. I really like that helmet. It's been good. It's been good to me this past year, and I think helmet brands are really doing their best to try to go out there and get some new stuff done.
Right. I always like to ask like some silly football questions. Like, all right, so it's 3rd and 2,
Okay.
and the hole's open, and you go, oh gosh, who's like the worst running back to see in football when he's coming downhill, and you're like, damn, I gotta put my face into this guy.
Right in the A gap.
Right.
Right in the A gap.
Who,
man.
is there a? I mean, I know they're all annoying. I mean, you've gotten beast mode. I mean, is it the quick guys that scare you, or is it the
I think the quick guys, because with the power guy, you know what you're going to get.
right?
And you're usually going to put a shoulder down, and you're cool with that. But the quick guys, like, they can do both. Like, all right, I'm going to play this guy for speed this time, right?
Right.
So I'm going to be kind of a little lighter on my feet.
And then
he dunks a shoulder on you, and you get smoked by like a 210-pound back, and you're like,
Alvin
dang.
Kamara standing over
Right.
you.
That dude's legit.
Yeah.
That dude's legit.
Yo,
Yeah.
your whole division is legit right
Yeah.
now.
Well, they got him and Mark, and then Atlanta. Like, it seems like everywhere they got like those running back duos.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's like you better be certain of who's in the game, especially you look at New Orleans, they got Mark and Kamara, and then Atlanta they got those guys too. So
How do you want us to remember this era of Kuechly-Thomas Davis? Because you two have been together
Yeah.
now for a legitimate,
Yeah.
this has been an era of Carolina Panthers
Oh,
football.
Thomas Davis.
How do you? Oh yeah,
that's
he
his,
took
that's his guy.
He took his spleen. Oh, you guys already
I
went
heard
through
about
this?
it yesterday.
Yeah.
Man, but how do you guys want to be remembered? You two.
Man, I just think, you obviously want to be remembered for what you do on the field, but I think, I think the biggest thing is a lot of guys play well on the field, but I think you want to be remembered as a good person, a good teammate, somebody that did a good job in the community. And Thomas has done that exceptionally well, and I'm trying to follow in his footsteps. So Thomas said it's going to be his last year it kind of makes me sad because I think I owe a lot to him. And when I got in, I think I talked about it yesterday. Thomas, we had 3 linebackers, Thomas, James Anderson, and John Beeson, and those dudes were together for a long time. They played great, and then they draft me, and it's like, well, who's going to be the odd guy out? And all 3 of those guys were great. Beast, James, and Thomas is like, whatever you need, give me a call.
If you're this is something. First of all, you guys are kind of trendsetters. I mean, really, you and Thomas Davis, the duo at linebacker. I feel like a lot of teams have tried to copy that. Who's the other one you look at and go, if you didn't have to pick yourselves as the best duo?
Yeah.
Like, there's the duo, of course, in Minnesota. The guys
there's
down,
a lot of them.
Guys down in Jacksonville are pretty legit too.
Talvin Smith, Miles Jack.
I think that Bobby and KJ out in Seattle.
Yeah.
I don't think Bobby gets enough credit.
Right.
I think those guys are really good. I think our division's got good ones. You look at
Atlanta with Deion Jones and Devondre Campbell.
Crap.
Deion Jones is a stud.
He
Tampa
is a
Bay.
stud.
Tampa Bay, Quan
Quan.
and Levante.
Right.
I came out with Levante. Obviously, the guys up in Minnesota.
Right.
I'm probably missing guys, but those guys all play really well. That they're all. You look at their defenses; they're all really good, and we just try to. It's fun to compete with those 2 groups of guys.
I got one more quick one.
And I got one more after you.
Okay,
so make
I got
quick.
it. It would be quick. Did people always go to you? You're not as. Did they ever say you're not as big as we'd expect?
Yeah, I get it all the time.
I'm sure. I mean,
I honestly do.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the dog.
right.
People say you're taller than they think.
Well, yeah. I mean, for some reason, everybody has like this. Oh, if you're a middle linebacker, you're supposed to be 260 pounds and 6'5". And they just don't realize there's different ways to be successful.
I
and
just
awesome.
look like an average Joe. So.
No, you don't. Sorry, Slugger.
You look like Dave Finocchio.
There we
our
go.
founder, I'm telling you.
With a lot more muscle.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so you are here, Gatorade. Here's how this works. You're going to give us your pitch.
Yeah.
We are going to grade you 1 from 10. Not on Gatorade. Gatorade's amazing. Put it in your body. Our thing, though, is you as a pitchman. We're not going to help you.
You as a pitchman.
You're just going to
Okay.
take it, and we
Yeah.
want to see
Well,
your style.
now you put me in a situation where it can't come out naturally.
No. It's all about being
Well, so
natural.
what I'm going to say is you kind of asked me about Gatorade, and I'm going to talk about, when we got the training camp this year, the new thing that was in the refrigerators was a Gatorade Organic.
Ooh.
And it came out 2 years ago. We just got it in our locker room this past year. Limited ingredients, same thing it does, just like all the other Gatorades. And what everyone thinks about Gatorade is the normal Gatorade, fruit punch, lemon lime, all that stuff. They got a lot more going on, and the one I'm talking about today is Gatorade Organic.
Gatorade. I love the way he came in like that. What are you going?
I'm going with a 9er.
Okay, I'll take a 9.
It could have been a little bit more pizzazz. That's the only reason to give the 10, but I love organic.
I think that you shocked Sims. I'm going 8. I think
I'll take that. It's
I think
above
that
average.
You're doing great.
Yes, you're
you
great.
came in, you punched me in the face right from the beginning. There's a little pause, but I did not know that Gatorade was doing
I'm
organic.
going to jump on there. I'm happy because that was one of the things that detracted
Water,
me
organic
sometimes.
cane sugar, citric acid, organic natural flavor, sea salt.
Sea salt is good.
Wow. Great.
Sodium citrate, potassium chloride.
Awesome.
How about that?
I'm in. I'm
Luke
all in.
Kuechly, White Boy Supreme.
White Boy Supreme.
White Boy- the
and maybe
Supreme.
more. And
Yeah.
the supremest of the white boys.
We got to let him go. Luke Kuechly. Luke. Appreciate you, brother.
Cool.
All right, so last guy that we got a chance to interview for this one is TJ Watt, brother of JJ Watt. TJ was bigger than I expected. TJ had some real big size to him.
He's natural big, too.
Yes, like the big neck.
Yes, protein shake, for sure. What's that you said, protein shake?
When you think about him as a first-round pick, did he live up to that this year? Do you see the potential of being a first-round pick, rush end?
I did, and I'll say I was on the fence about him being a first-round pick. I thought I was really like an early second-round pick. I think that was my final evaluation. I think the one thing you can't put value on at times, and it's hard as an evaluator, is this guy, what you can expect consistently good out of him. And I think that's what really his value is going to lie, is the fact that he is going to be a guy that, his game is not necessarily predicated on speed and explosion off the edge. So that's also a good thing, because when it's year 9 and 10 and that goes away, it's not going to really matter. It's not going to affect his game. He hasn't been winning that way. He wins with, moves, thinking, pure power, setting up guys that way, and he's going to have an extremely long career because of it.
It's a family. We talked about JJ. We talked about, did the Steelers hype up the Jaguars too much before that game? And then what tackles he faced that were really, really special, who he wants to steal moves from. It's a young up-and-coming star in the NFL. Here is TJ Watt.
well.
Oh,
Oh, some Gatorade.
Gatorade whey protein powder.
Getting yoked.
I thought about that. My mom was like, what do you want to do tomorrow? I was like, I'm going to the gym because I haven't been able to go all week. Have you gone?
No, not one second.
What's going on here?
There you go. Oh, I'm
Not a college
TJ Watt.
graduate.
Me play football.
Left school early.
You know what was so funny when Joe Thomas is so big, he was like, well, it was like nothing to him.
I know. It looked like a baby microphone. And then
Ice cream cone.
and
he
then
just holding
Hawkins
it.
picked it up and he was
It was like half his
"Ugh."
size. I know.
We are here with a guy that came into Pittsburgh and really showed out in his first year, TJ Watt, and he brought protein powder because of course he
plays football. He's gonna put muscles on. Me and JJ gonna work out.
I'm excited for you because you've
okay.
really.
There's protein in there.
Oh yeah. I told him he was bigger than I thought he was going to be.
You didn't think he was gonna be that big?
Like when Luuuke Kuechly was here, I was like, okay, Luke, you're a little bit smaller than I thought.
Right.
You fill it out, dude. What are your measurables
Well,
officially?
I appreciate that. I am 6'5", 250 pounds.
Damn.
But I always get the, man, you're small. I'm like,
From who?
Because Jade is 300 pounds. I'm sorry, I'm
Oh,
not 300
yeah.
pounds, but I try to do what I can. I eat as much whey protein as I possibly can from
I'm
Gatorade.
a firm believer that JJ looks big because he puts the sections on his arm.
Yeah, well,
It's cheating.
no one knows what size shirt he's wearing these days, so
Schmediums?
that might play a role into it. But
Man.
I don't know if it makes him look bigger. I might have to get on that train.
Well, either way, I mean, I know I've seen people say that to like linebacker. I thought you'd be bigger. Like, you should just be like, hey, fuck you. You want to arm wrestle? You want to see what you want to go do?
Exactly.
You want to wrestle right now?
you want to run a race because that's basically what football is nowadays, anyway.
You're right. You're right.
Man. So the reason I'm excited for you is people forget with rookies, your college season ends, then you start preparing for the draft, then there's the combine, then you're in that rookie mini camp, then you get like a week, and then you're in it, and this is your first time of a little bit of freedom.
Yeah.
Does it feel like you're like, okay, I'm processing this, and now I can kind of figure out what to do?
Exactly. I think last year this time I was training, I was very stressed out because you have no idea where you're going to be living for the next
Right.
for your next career. And
And it's not your choice.
Exactly. It's not your choice at all. And I'm just glad I ended up in Pittsburgh where I love. But right these last 2 weeks up until this last week, I was just sitting on the couch every day, eating whatever the heck I wanted
Good
to.
for you.
Just laying down. Not normal for me, but
Yeah.
you have to do it after a long season, like you said, of training and everything
Yeah,
before
I'm sure
the
your
season.
body said, dude, calm the fuck down for
Yeah.
like a week.
Exactly.
When will you start to go? Have you seen the weight room?
Yeah,
when
I'm
will you
not-
start to go back into it and start to go? Okay, I'm going to start training again.
Do you know what movie reference that was?
No clue.
I know. You know that's. I'm fucking old,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, I'm young.
You've
so.
seen Tommy Boy though, right?
seen Tommy Boy,
Yeah,
yeah.
remember when
It's
he,
when they're at the
that
hotel.
guy in the hotel?
Fat guy
Yes,
in the
exactly
hotel.
right. And
Yeah.
he's going, sees the girl at the pool, and he goes, "You know where the weight room?" And he goes, "Beat it, Tommy. Don't give her the weight room spiel."
I gotta go watch that one. That's a great movie.
It is a
Oh,
great
it's so
movie.
Recap
fucking
on that
good.
one.
No, but you'll start to train here
Yeah,
soon
when does
again.
that pick up?
I started training again a little bit this last week, but right now it's just getting everything ready to start training
Yeah.
again. You can't just go in the weight room and start squatting and bench pressing. And
Right.
You have to put everything back together per
Yes.
se. And I think probably in a few weeks is when I'll probably start to get after it.
Move
and
weight again.
Start to move weight and let the whey protein kind of pack on and
Yeah.
gain a few more pounds maybe.
Do you work out with JJ in the off season? Do you guys like, where do you live in the off season? I mean, I know you'll be in Pittsburgh for most of it, but
Yeah, I'll split time living in the cabin in the woods in Wisconsin,
Right.
where JJ lives.
Yeah.
That was a whole thing, man. I'm
that
gonna
blew up
live-
way bigger than it had to be.
Because I feel like, did he make a comment where he was like, there's not going to be any TVs or anything like that? Or he said it's going to be.
I will give him this. There is only 3 TVs in the whole house. There's no TVs
Yeah.
in the living room or in the bedroom.
Yeah,
Wow.
it seemed like he was in like the wild frontier, like it was that Rocky montage of like picking up boulders and shit like that. But
yeah, I'll be splitting time from there and living at home, and then I'll be splitting time with Pittsburgh as well. But JJ obviously is going through rehab, so he's going to
Right.
be down in Texas for a good majority of the time.
Yeah.
But when he is back in Wisconsin, he's allowed to clear protocol to do all the lifting. Yeah, we'll definitely be lifting together. Anytime you can take notes from one of the greatest to ever do it, I'm always going to do
yeah,
it.
I mean, yes, your brother's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Really, he is one of the greatest D linemen in the history of the sport already.
I was just going to say, I think
okay.
it's funny that you ask about weight, and I want to know what food he ate in the 2 weeks where he's like, I could eat whatever I want. That's sort of our dynamic.
It got this bad. You know Topper's Pizza?
No.
You know Topper's Pizza? They have a loaded Tatza pizza, and it has
Like tater tots on it?
It's got tater tots on it. It's got nacho cheese on it.
That sounds disgusting.
Terrible, but
I mean,
it was great.
Pizza.
How
What
many are
happens
you?
to just
Are you taking
cheese
down a
and
whole
bread?
pie?
I'm taking down a whole pie.
A whole fucking pie
whole
of
pie.
tots and cheese and meat and.
No regret at all.
He's
either.
260, so he can just feed the beast.
And he goes, all right, it's done.
I want to know, like, I'm always interested. I mean, of course, you've been around your brother, so you know freaky athletes. But, you know, you're the big bad Steelers. Who was the guy you faced this year at offensive tackle or tight end, whoever it might have been, that you were just like, man, who is this fucking freak of nature blocking me? Who gave you the toughest
what was
time?
your, oh, shit.
Well, Joe Thomas.
Yeah.
Joe Thomas is obviously going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, too. He
Right.
was probably the guy where I was most nervous for.
Week 1.
Yeah, that's the guy who I grew up watching. And
2 sacks.
obviously from Wisconsin, and being able to watch him grow up and into the great player that he is, that was a really holy cow moment for me.
Right.
Taylor Lewan, he's a really, really great
Doesn't get enough
player.
respect, I don't think.
Yeah, no, he does not.
He plays the game really hard, and I respect guys who really play tough every snap. It's not sometimes he gives you the full game.
Yeah,
I
right.
respect that.
I got a few. Ben Roethlisberger's had an amazing career. Another first ballot Hall of Famer. I think that game against the Jags might have been one of his best games of all time. When you think about the throws that were happening, the bombs, the fourth down running up on the run, he doesn't get credit for a touchdown pass, but the lateral back to Le'Veon.
Yep.
We joke that he wears his backwards hat in training camp, and it's sort of his team. He does whatever the fuck he wants. Did you see him take it to that next level? Like, what was that like for you on the sideline?
You know, as a defense, we want to do a lot more of that game, obviously, to help stop the bleeding. And when you're sitting there on the sideline, you're down whatever it was, 14, 21 points at one point, and all of a sudden it seemed like every time we were just about to be out of the game, he was bringing us right back in.
It was unreal.
Him and AB and Le'Veon and our whole team. And
Martavis, yeah.
That whole offense is just so dynamic and so explosive that there could be 2 minutes left on the clock we're down 14 points, but we have a realistic shot, whether it's fourth down or whatever it is, and they kept us in that game, and it was impressive to watch.
He played so well that he got done the game and said, oh, no. Stop the retirement talk. Like, even he, I think, was like, holy shit,
Damn,
did you
I
see
still
what the hell
got
I
it.
just did?
I thought that was easy.
Man.
That game too. I mean, the comments made beforehand, Le'Veon. I mean, did you feel Le'Veon, Mike Mitchell? Did you
about the Patriots?
Did you feel like on the field, Jacksonville that day was taking that personal?
I think they definitely took some account in that and took it personal just because we played them both times around. I think they definitely, you could tell they had a little bit more of a chip on their shoulder.
Yeah.
And why not? I would too.
Yeah, right.
I think at this level, you can't, so many guys are so competitive, and these guys are the best at what they do in the world at football. And it's so important to respect each and every opponent because you never know what can happen on each play, on each game, each season, whatever. So I think that's why I feel like it's my duty to keep all my thoughts to myself and just go out there and play as hard as I can.
Right.
If you could steal a move from anyone in the NFL, pass rush move, whose move would you take?
That Yannick from the Jacksonville Jaguars has a great skip step to a swipe, whatever he calls it. I don't know what he calls
So
it. But
Von Miller
said
was
something
here,
about it yesterday.
and I think he called it like
a slip slap or a.
yeah, it's a skip to like it's impressive. And
It's
I
a-
wanna
what
know
is
how to
so
do it.
impressive about it?
Just because it happens so fast. I haven't obviously break down film on him,
Right.
but I do watch occasional film, and even watching games, it's one of those moves that even the offensive tackle knows it's coming, but they can't stop it.
Right.
And I don't
Von
know.
said the
Von,
same
same thing.
shit.
Yeah.
And Von was like, if we give him Khalil Mack's strong arm and my spin move, Yannick Ngakoue can take over the world.
Exactly.
Damn.
And that's
Yo,
I
we got to
mean,
get you to the Von Miller Pass Rush Summit and just steal moves from people.
as soon as you find out that one move that works, you just get that one counter off it, or those two counters off it.
Do you
and
have an
you're
inkling
set.
of what you want your move to be?
Yeah, you'll have to watch and see this upcoming
He's
year.
got the Watt
I'm
passing
polishing
rush
it off
summit.
this year, and I think I'll come into this next year with definitely a more polished plan on what I want to do.
That's awesome. So here's how this works. You've already dropped a few mentions of Gatorade whey protein. We are going to let you do the pitch. We want you to be bigger than J.J. Watt, and you get that by making brands love you. We are going to grade you 1 through 10, 1 through 10 on your performance as a salesman. So give us the lowdown on this, and we're going to grade you.
Here we go, guys. We got Gatorade whey protein. For the past 50 years, Gatorade has been primarily known for their thirst-quenching liquids. You just think of Gatorade, you think of all the commercials of Kobe Bryant, all those big name guys drinking Gatorade. But when you think about Gatorade now, you should also implement whey protein, because this is in all the locker rooms across the NFL. This is in the Pittsburgh Steelers locker room. This is actually what I use. Chocolate's my favorite flavor that I use after I'm done working out. And it's got 20 grams of protein in each scoop. And within 30 minutes of working out, you should have at least 1 scoop mixed with milk or water, your preference. You can add berries, you can add whatever you want. And then make sure to get a meal after that, because this will be a good start for you, but get a meal right after.
Listen to what
Sims,
he
what's your
say.
grade?
I'm giving him an 8. Very professional. Really liked it. He didn't smile the whole time, so I docked him a point for that. There was no
It's
smile.
a very serious topic.
You know,
These don't come from smiling.
they don't. The gun show.
Because of that, I'm going 9.
Right.
What I loved is the phrase thirst-quenching liquid. I was like, man, that was well done. I also like that you said, this is what we use in locker rooms across the NFL. This is what I use. Chocolate's my favorite flavor. And I was like, oh, I feel like I know something about TJ Watt now. You got your whole family is good at this. It's pretty good.
I think that's one of the things. I didn't like this stuff at all. Like, you go back to YouTube and you look up some of the high school interviews, like about JJ, they were terrible. But I feel like as I watch and learn from other guys, I'm getting better at it. So it's
realize
fun.
this is I'll give you my life lesson. If you know who you are, this shit is easy. And that shit right there is a box with a circle on it.
Exactly.
You control it. Who the fuck cares who's on the other side of it? That's why I can look at this and talk, because the bullshit rolls out of my mouth, because I am good. You're good.
Yeah.
You're doing the hard part. People can't be 6'5", 250 with muscles like that to rush the passer. This is the easy shit. With that money. Damn, that was inspirational.
Gosh,
Me
it
too.
really wasn't that inspirational. I tuned out like at the second word.
I wish I could say I got the chills, but I didn't.
Yeah,
so.
good. Yeah.
TJ Watt, I'd say it's an honor to meet you, but I'd say it was probably an honor to meet us. No, fucking around.
Thanks for coming, man.
Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate it.
All right, that is it. 3 defensive white boys supremes. As always, hit us up on social at Sims and Lefkoe. We're going to have a brand new episode on Monday. We're going to be in here breaking down whatever happens over the weekend. Do you have any big weekend plans?
What is the weekend? I don't even know what the hell I got going. I got not a lot. I don't got a lot of work, which means
Sims
I got a
has
lot
so
of
much
free time. Oh, baby. Oh, gosh.
That's when I get random texts that were like, hey, I need to talk about this. And I'm like, I don't know what he's doing right now, but it's good. For Sims.
Peace out, homies.
Fendrick would have said good evening, and the Lefkoe
Man.
says good night. Guys, have an awesome weekend. We appreciate you. At Sims and Lefkoe, hit us up. Talk to you soon.